how much time was used to study? Because it seems like you guys did it the right way, right? Like you're very intentional in everything you've done, all the way down to the infrastructure and the cooling.
So 14 we started. So I would say between 14 to 18, we were studying, like getting on the road, going to every gateway market to look at examples like this, to really understand. And that's for each asset class. So that's for hotel, that's for office, that's for multifamily, both condos and as well as apartments, and then retail, and then public realm.
Did that all start with the vision of Jeff Vinnick?
Yeah, well, it started with, when Jeff got here in 10, probably around the 2011 timeframe, Todd Leiweke and those were really starting to focus in on what's the opportunity here, and the opportunity evolved as a result of the ability to assemble land around Amalie, with the notion that activation around Amalie will drive more guests to Amalie Arena, but also create something that's unique that the people have been wanting for a long time here in Tampa.
Definitely.
And the one thing with each asset class, I would say the success of one asset class begets the success of another. So to have office means you have daytime population, which then feeds the success of the retail. You have hotels, which drives success of our convention center, because our convention center now with the renovation, they knew they needed more hotel keys. So we have over 1,400 keys, which now is helping the convention center. I think Santiago's doing a great job of driving more convention traffic to our great convention center. And by driving that here, the only way to do that is with having hotel keys. I mean, having rooms. And then all of this, and then the resi. I mean, the resi feeds on the retail, and the retail, if you were to ask me what's the driving force of any urban mixed-use development, it's retail. It's retail. So again, like you and your mom were having dinner, you weren't coming down here to necessarily go to the history center, or the aquarium. I hope you would, but you're really coming down to experience something different, is a really unique restaurant experience, which is what you guys got.
It's such a macro scale thought process versus building one building, because you guys are having to think about how each individual asset class affects one another, plus how that affects the other catalysts outside of the development. So you're thinking on this massive scale. Well, if we put an office building here, how does that affect our restaurants? But also, how does that affect the aquarium and the Riverwalk and all of these other things? It's such a large scale think.
And Garrett, it's more, yes, you're right, but it's more than that. You have to think of how the positioning of each asset it is in relation to the other. And then you have to start thinking about what we call shadow studies. So what do, you look at the different times a year, how the shadows, are cast down, and how that impacts, either the street grid, what have you. So it's all very intentional. We want to create view corridors. So you want to make certain from the resi and from the office that you have view corridors so you can see the water. So there's a lot of thought that goes into the first 5.2 million square feet with each asset, how it's positioned and where relative to the other assets.
Right, because it all grows on top of that 5.2 million square feet, which is such an insane number. Does Water Street rank one of the largest developments in the country?
Yeah.
Especially in urban cores.
Yes, it is. It is. And, with that, it's called cluster development, and cluster development is very important. Here's an example. You know where Boulan is. Had we said, no, we're not going to build that office building there, we're going to hold on that, but everything else is going to be built, it would have been really kind of a hole in the middle of the development. So it was intentional that we built all 5 million square feet at the same time in what I call cluster development, because you don't want a resident in Asher living around a construction zone or a vacant lot next to them for safety and security reasons, but also to know in the future when that building does go up, then they're living through construction, and we didn't want that. So phase one was intentional in designing and constructing this district all at the same time, going vertical all at the same time, so you have a critical mass of all of these. And again, one asset begets the success of another. So they all feed off of each other.
If you enjoyed this clip, click here for the full episode and make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.